My name is Elaine Vickers and this is my Cancer Basics video series. In this video, I'm going to describe the many different ways cancers can vary from each other. If you've watched my video called Cancer Cells Keep Changing, you'll understand that cancer cells evolve and change over time. But even the first cell, the cell that created all the millions of others in the person's body, that first cell was also unique. Most likely, that initial cancer cell came into being because an ordinary healthy cell gradually picked up mutations in its DNA, and some of those mutations affected oncogenes and tumor suppressor genes. As those mutations built up, the cell lost its normal restraints and it began to multiply uncontrollably. The mutations that powerfully drive a cancer's behavior are called driver mutations. Other mutations that accumulate along the way but don't impact the cell's behavior are called passenger mutations. Even the order in which the driver mutations occurred, never mind which mutations they are, matters. The order affects the cancer's behavior and its sensitivity to treatment. The type of cell that went wrong also affects the cancer's behavior. Was it a luminal cell, a stem cell, a squamous cell, a hormone-producing cell? Some of the properties and behaviors of the person's cancer cells will be affected by the type of cell it came from. Cancer cells can also change their behavior in response to their surroundings. If cancer cells start running out of oxygen, or they receive certain signals from other cells in their environment, then they can change from being orderly, well-connected epithelial cells to becoming more independent, more mobile, more treatment-resistant cells called mesenchymal cells. Additionally, the cells that have created a secondary tumour to form, a metastasis, might be very rare cells in the original tumour and yet be the most dominant type of cell in a metastasis. Cancers are also affected by the treatments we give. Each round of treatment, whether it's chemotherapy or radiotherapy or something different, will kill some cancer cells but leave others behind. Gradually over time and with successive treatments, the person's disease changes. One way of categorizing tumors is according to their architecture, how the blood vessels, the different types of cells and proteins inside them are arranged. Some tumors contain lots of blood vessels. These tend to be more sensitive to treatments known as angiogenesis inhibitors. Kidney cancer is a great example. Tumours that contain far fewer blood vessels but lots of layers of fibrous protein are much more difficult for a treatment to penetrate, an example being pancreatic cancer. If a tumour contains lots of T-cell white blood cells, then it's a sign that the person's immune system is trying to fight back. If we help the immune system with immunotherapy, a treatment that boosts some white blood cells, that can be really effective. A good example here is melanoma skin cancer. But if there are no T cells and instead there are lots of cancer protecting and cancer helping white blood cells, then immunotherapy probably isn't the best option for the patient. And that's generally the situation in prostate cancer. Finally, there's an endless amount of difference between patients, how frail they are, whether they're taking medicines for other medical condition, how fast their body breaks down cancer treatments, and even how physically active they are and the bacteria in their gut. All of this has an impact on how much and which treatments you want to give and how well those treatments are going to work. To recap, every person's cancer is different. The mutations that started it, the order in which they occurred, the type of cell that went wrong, how the cells have changed and diversified over time, and the amount of diversity that exists between the cells in that person's body. The architecture of the tumour also impacts treatment's effectiveness. Are there lots of blood vessels? What white blood cells are there? Each person's cancer is unique to them, and their treatment needs to be tailored towards them and their disease.